For minutes after death is not a dramatic moment. There is no sudden switch, no instant silence. Instead, the body begins a quiet transition like a city losing power district by district. At the moment the heart stops, blood stops moving. Oxygen, once carried to every cell, suddenly disappears from circulation. The brain, the organ most dependent on oxygen, feels this first. Within seconds, electrical activity begins to change. Consciousness fades, awareness dissolves. By the time for minutes pass, the brain is entering critical territory. Neurons rely on a constant supply of oxygen and glucose. Without them, energy production collapses. Cells can no longer maintain their electrical balance. Signals fail. Communication between regions slows, then fragments. It is not an explosion of death, but a gradual dimming, like lights flickering before going out. Some areas are more vulnerable than others. Regions responsible for memory, personality, and decision-making begin to suffer damage early. This is why rapid resuscitation is so important. If oxygen flow returns within a few minutes, some cells can recover. Beyond that window, injury becomes increasingly irreversible. Meanwhile, the rest of the body is not yet still. Muscles relax completely, the jaw may loosen, the chest no longer rises, but microscopic activity continues. Cells do not die all at once. Many continue functioning, briefly, running on the last reserves of stored energy. Inside the bloodstream, carbon dioxide levels rise, making the environment more acidic. This change affects enzymes and cellular chemistry. The body, once tightly regulated, begins to drift away from balance. At the same time, an unexpected process begins in the digestive system. The human gut contains trillions of bacteria that were once controlled by the immune system, and oxygen-rich tissues. After death, those controls weaken. Microorganisms start to spread beyond their usual boundaries, beginning the early stages of decomposition from within. But for minutes, this process is still subtle. Nothing dramatic is visible yet. The transformation is mostly invisible, happening at microscopic scale. There is also something important to understand about this moment. Death is not a single event. It is a process. Different tissues die at different speeds. Skin cells can remain alive for hours, bone cells even longer. The body becomes a timeline rather than a single instant. In rare cases, people who have been revived after several minutes without a heartbeat report unusual experiences. Science continues to study these accounts, but what is clear is that the brain under extreme oxygen deprivation behaves differently. Perception, memory, and sensation can blur together in unpredictable ways. For minutes after death, the body stands at a threshold. Recovery is still possible in some situations, especially with immediate medical intervention. But with each passing minute, the chances grow smaller as more neurons fall silent. What makes this moment fascinating is how quiet it is. No alarms, no visible signal marking the boundary. Just biology slowing down, systems shutting off, and the complex machinery of life gradually coming to rest. Death, at least in these early minutes, is less like a sudden ending and more like the final fading note of a long song, lingering briefly before disappearing into silence.